Hey, it's Matt, your average gamer, and guess what? We're going to be jumping into Elden Ring for 9 more fun and powerful builds. A lot of these builds were inspired by Elden Ring, Nightreign. I've been playing a lot of that lately. I actually made a review for it. It's a little bit disappointing for me overall, but I'll talk about that throughout the video. For the first one here, we have a Black Flame Summoner build. We're going to be using the Demi-Human Swordsman Summon. That's actually a really fun one to use. And then, of course, we're going to be running Black Flame, and we came up with a unique armor set for this one as well. I can't remember if this one hits 51 poison or not. It might. But overall, this was a really fun build with Black Flame and using summons for once. I don't use summons very often in my videos. They are fun to use, though, on occasion. And, of course, a lot of players that are playing the game do use summons. Real quick, I got to ask, though, I asked this in my last video. Are you enjoying Elden Ring Nightreign? How do you feel about Elden Ring Nightreign overall? Is it something that you've even bought or purchased? And if you've played it, how much fun are you still having with the game currently? For me, it's getting really boring fast, unfortunately. I expected it to have a lot more longevity, but given that it's just one map and it's kind of bland overall, at least in my opinion, the randomization even isn't that random. I honestly, personally would have more fun with an Elden Ring randomizer, but again, I'm just curious as to your opinion, so be sure to comment below. Now, for this build, of course, we're running the Erdtree seal in our main hand. We have our offhand Godslayer seal. Of course, we're going to go over equipment stats, everything you need to know, and then there's going to be 8 more builds after this one. A lot of them inspired by Elden Ring Nightreign because I was having fun with it for a while. It's just getting boring very quickly, unfortunately. We're going to jump into equipment now. We have the Erdtree seal plus 10, Godslayer seal plus 25 preferably. We have the Greaves of Solitude, Lionel's Gauntlets, Champion Pauldron, Messmer's Helm, Godfrey Icon, Fire Scorpion Charm, Phlox Canvas Talisman, Ritual Swords Talisman, and then we have the Flame tier, Faith tier. Of course, for our summon, we are using the Demi-Human Swordsman's Yos. He's from the DLC. Let's jump into stats. We have 60 Vigor, 25 Mind, 26 Endurance, 15 Strength, 15 Dexterity. We have 80 Faith. We're using Golden Vow, Flame Grant Me Strength, Blessing's Boon, Black Flame, and of course, Scouring Black Flame too. For the next build on here, we have a Holy Daggers build. Now for this, we're going to have in our offhand a regular dagger with Sacred Blade. And of course for our main hand, we're going to be using the Black Knife. This is going to be one that's really good for DLC and for the early base game, especially if you're on New Game Plus, etc. But it is not going to be very good for the late game, of course, because the late game in Elden Ring, Holy is really hard to run. But of course, we're a faith build, so you have a lot of versatility at that point. You could go to fire damage, of course, and then, of course, lightning damage as well with incantations, something like Ancient Dragon Lightning Strike. You have a lot of options in the end game if you're running a faith build, so it's not really an issue. Holy is something you could quickly switch from. But overall, I do like this build. I like running a dagger build with a Black Knife, Sacred Blade on the offhand, Black Knife in the main hand for that awesome Ash of War that does percentage damage too. This fight does go on for a little bit. This is Journey 4, by the way, New Game Plus 3. We're at rune level 150 for all these builds. And still, it does pretty well. The Black Knife does perform well on the Ash, even though he's around 40% holy resistance. So not bad at all. We're able to get a lot of damage out of the daggers too, successive attack-wise. In a second, we're going to jump into equipment, stats, everything you need to know for a Holy Daggers build. And of course, I'm going to be doing build requests again next week. I'm going back to that. So if you have any build requests, be sure to comment below. We have the Black Knife plus 10 preferably. We have a Sacred Dagger plus 25 preferably with Sacred Blade. We have the Erdtree seal. You can check out our armor set here. We hit 55 poise for this build. We have the Shard of Alexander, Sacred Scorpion Charm, Ritual Swords Talisman. We have Melisand's Prosthesis for our successive attack damage. And then we have the Holy tier, Thorny tier. Let's jump into stats. And for stats on this build, we have 60 Vigor, 21 Mind, 28 Endurance, 12 Strength, 25 Dexterity, 70 Faith, and then we're using Golden Vow, Halash Shaburi, Blessings of the Erdtree, and multi-layered Ring of Light. And next up on here, we have a Serpent Bow build. A couple of people requested a bow build, so technically I guess this is a build request. The Serpent Bow actually scales with Arcane. You can get a decent amount of poison build up. If you're using blood arrows, you can get a decent amount of bleed build up too. Overall, though, it is a bow in Elden Ring, so it's going to be a little bit underwhelming. Bows were an upgraded class in Nightreign. They got a lot better for Elden Ring Nightreign. One of the things I really liked about the game was Iron Eye. It was a lot of fun playing as him, and of course, this was a little bit inspired by Iron Eye. By the way, I don't know if I mentioned this at the beginning, but I'll leave my review in the description below if you haven't picked up Nightreign yet, how I'm feeling about it and all that. Now, as far as the bow build itself, the Serpent Bow, of course, has that arcane scaling, so you get quicker poison procs. You also get a little bit of poison on each arrow, even if it's not a poison arrow. I think that comes with the Serpent Bow, too, innately. It isn't bad by any means, but the problem with bows in Elden Ring is they're typically just not very powerful. Unless you're running something like the Golem Great Bow and like buffing it up a lot or something, or any of the bigger bows, Aegon's bow is really good too. And those do a significant amount of damage. Definitely a good amount of damage overall. As far as the regular bows in Elden Ring, though, they're really not that great, honestly. For the most part, they're just going to be regular basic damage, and even if you buff them up and whatnot, they're not going to do anything incredible, and they have really low scaling, most of them, with around a D and most of the attributes that it's going to scale in. So, of course, if you're running a bow build, it's more for the challenge and the fun of it than it is for something that's super overpowered. But either way, I do find them fun in Elden Ring, and it is cool to take down bosses with a regular bow. Let's jump into equipment and stats. We have the Serpent Bow plus 10 preferably. We're using Serpent arrows and regular arrows. We have the Dragon Communion Seal for our buffs. We're using the Rakshasa set because bows definitely need the damage boost. And then we have the Sharp Shot Talisman. That's going to be for our Ash of War. Arrow Sting Talisman. We have the Arrows Reach Talisman. If you have it in DLC, it can be replaced with the Arrows Reach and Sting Talisman. Kindred of Rot's Exaltation. Green Burst Crystal tier. Faith tier. Let's jump into stats. And for stats on this build, we have 60 Vigor, 19 Mind, 26 Endurance, 15 Strength, 40 Dexterity, 25 Faith, 45 Arcane. We're using Golden Vow, Flame Grant Me Strength, Blessings Boon, and we hit 58 boys. And for the next build on here, we have a Great Stars Occult build. This is going to be a hard-hitting build that you could basically swing for a lot of damage. Of course, we're in Occult Affinity, so you're going to get solid innate bleed build up. It's actually going to cause the bleed on the weapon to scale with your arcane stat, which is awesome. Really good to do that with the Great Stars overall. This is one of those ones that can absolutely destroy bosses. Does a ton of poise damage as well, and you'll get a bleed proc here or there that'll increase your damage significantly if you're running Lord of Blood's Exaltation and the White Mask. We're going to jump into equipment and stats for this build. And, of course, we have Royal Knight's Resolve on the Great Stars and Occult Affinity. This is a really powerful one that can hit really hard. We have the Dragon Communion Seal. We have the White Mask, part of Lionel's set. And then we have the Greybird chest piece on for extra jump attack damage. We have the Axe Talisman, Lord of Blood's Exaltation. We have the Two-Handed Sword Talisman. We have the Claw Talisman as well. Again, if you're doing jump attacks, it does solid damage with that as well. Spike Crack tier, Bloodsucking Crack tier. We're using Market Shackle there to stun the boss. Let's jump into stats. And for our stats on this build, we have 60 Vigor, 18 Mind, 30 Endurance, 22 Strength, 15 Dexterity, 25 Faith. We have 50 Arcane. Of course, we hit 54 Poise for this build. Our buffs are going to be Golden Vow, Flame Grant Me Strength, and Blessings Boon for some extra HP. Next one on this list is also inspired by Elden Ring Nightreign. This is going to be a guard counter Halberd build. I don't run Halberds very often, but this is the Banished Knight's Halberd. Upgraded, of course, we have Giant's Hunt on it. And then we're going to be using the Brass Shield because it's the best medium shield in my opinion and will give you excellent guard boost. This is going to be a really fun one for someone that can time guard countering better than me. I'm not the best with the guard counter timing. I have to learn a lot with parries too. I was able to parry Radahn eventually, but it took a lot of time and a lot of practice. Overall though, the guard counter timing, you're going to take a second to get used to it, especially if you haven't played Elden Ring in a minute. But it is a lot of fun to do. You can get some decent poise damage out of it as well. And of course you can mix in Giant Hunt for some really good damage. It's a solid Ash of War and continue that posture and poise damage. So in a second, we're going to jump into equipment, stats, everything you need to know for a guard counter build built around the Halberd and the Brass Shield. And for equipment on this, we have the Banished Knight's Heavy Halberd, plus 25 preferably with Giant Hunt. We have the Brass Shield. We have any seal for buffs. You can check out the armor set here. It's kind of random, but we have 52 poise. I like this armor set. Curved Sword Talisman, Shard of Alexander. We have the Spear Talisman. We have the Great Shield Talisman. And then for our tiers, we have the Faith tier, Green Burst Crystal tier. We're using Sleeping Pots there to put the boss to sleep. Let's jump into stats. We have 60 Vigor, 21 Mind, 35 Endurance, 65 Strength, 15 Dexterity. We have 25 Faith. Our buffs are going to be Golden Vow, Flame Grant Me Strength, Blessings Boon, and I mentioned this earlier, but we have 52 Poise for this build. Next one is probably my favorite one on this list because I like running this build, and that is the Godslaying Fire Knight. This is going to use the Godslayer's Greatsword and the Fire Knight's Greatsword. They both have similar scaling, believe it or not, and if you run this as a mainly Faith build with some Dexterity, you're going to get a lot of damage out of jump attacks. Use the Ash of War Flame Spear for massive damage, and of course the Godslayer's Greatsword's Ash of War is also incredible. This is one of those builds that's just going to give you solid damage every time, pretty much no matter what you're facing, unless they're really heavily fire resistant. It's awesome. Let's jump into equipment. We have the Fire Knight's Flame Arc Greatsword plus 25 with Flame Spear, Godslayer's Greatsword. We have any steel for buffs. We have the Greybird chest piece on, the Winged Serpent Helm, those are for damage, Shard of Alexander, Fire Scorpion Charm, Godfrey Icon, Claw Talisman, and then we have the Flame tier, Dexterity tier. Let's jump into stats. And for stats, we have 55 Vigor, 22 Mind, 40 Endurance, 22 Strength, 32 Dexterity. We have 50 Faith. We're using Golden Vow, Hellish Jabiri, Blessings of the Erd Tree, and then you can add in any fire incantations you want. We didn't hit 51 poise for that one. The next one's going to be a Frost Zweihander build using Lion's Claw, Savage Lion's Claw in this instance for a lot of poise damage, and then of course mixing in charge attacks as well to get in that pierce damage and continue the posture damage. This is a really hard hitting one that's really powerful. Cold Affinity, of course, you're going to get that Frost build up too, which is excellent. Let's jump into equipment, stats, everything you need to know for a powerful build around these Zweihander. We have it at plus 24, plus 25 preferably, Cold Affinity. We are using Savage Lion's Claw, any seal for buffs. You can check it out, but we have the scaled Helmon, I believe, with part of the veteran set on. It's decent armor. We're set up for this one really well. Shard of Alexander, Magic Scorpion Charm. We have the Ritual Swords Talisman, Arsenal Charms +1, or Great Jar's Arsenal if you have it. Magic tier, Green Burst Crystal tier. Let's jump into stats. We have 60 Vigor, 23 Mind, 33 Endurance, 34 Strength. That's going to be over 50 when you two-hand this. 25 Dexterity, 20 Intelligence, 25 Faith. We are using Golden Vow, Flame Grimming Strength, and Blessing Spoon. Next one up, we have a really fun one, a Lightning Samurai build. If you like this video, by the way, don't forget to hit the like button and comment and let me know what you want to see in the future in terms of Elden Ring, Dark Souls content, etc. And, of course, be sure to share as well if you know anybody that likes Elden Ring, of course. But for this build, we're back at this. We have a Lightning Great Katana. Of course, we were using Lightning Slash as well to give us a really good amount of AR. I believe it's around 850 or so once you use Lightning Slash and you have that extra coat. Of course, we're in Lightning Affinity as well. Works well with the Great Katana. This one's going to give you great damage, especially from your charge attacks. Lightning Slash itself, the Ash of War, isn't incredible or anything. Even boosted with the Shard of Alexander, it's just okay in terms of the Ash of War. But the weapon's AR and the fantastic amount of damage you'll get from it makes jump attacks, charge attacks, all that stuff really powerful. It's definitely a really fun way to run the Great Katana. Honestly, I highly recommend trying this one out. This is one of my few favorites, a couple of favorites on this list. I like a lot of these, of course, because I made these builds. But yeah, this was a really fun one for sure. I like the whole Lightning Katana thing. Let's jump into equipment, stats, everything you need to know. We have the Great Katana in Lightning Affinity. Of course, with Lightning Slash, we have any seal for buffs. We are using the Malformed Dragon set, the entire thing. We have 67 points. Shard of Alexander, Lightning Scorpion Charm, Melissen's Prosthesis for some extra dexterity. We have the Arsenal Charms +1 or Great Jar's Arsenal, Bloodsucking Crack tier, Lightning tier. Let's jump into stats for this one. For this one, we have 60 Vigor, 18 Mind, 26 Endurance, 14 Strength, 65 Dexterity. We have 33 Faith, and we are using Golden Vow, Hellish Jabiri, Blessing Spoon for our buffs. Of course, I mentioned this before, but we have 67 poise and decent defense. For our last one on here, we are going to run a Lightning Bloodhound build. Of course, we're going to be able to switch to Bleed as well and use different incantations. This is a build I think I did a variation of like a really long time ago, and I had a lot of fun with it, so I kind of made it even better. This is a great one all around for a lot of damage because you're able to run a hybrid build where you're running dexterity and faith essentially with a little bit of strength, and it allows you to use incantations to a good degree while also still getting lightning damage, getting a little bit of bleed build up, and getting decent posture damage too. Of course, at any time you could also switch to Blood Flame Blade. That'll give you around 95 bleed in total. By the way, I do have an early game guide for Bloodhound's Fang, so if you're just starting out or you're new and you're checking out this video, just scroll to my channel and there's a whole bunch of early game guides on there as well if you're looking for an early game powerful guide. Bloodhound's Fang is one that's, for a lot of people, probably a little bit too easy, but if you're struggling overall, it's definitely an amazing weapon that you can pick up early in the game that can carry you all the way to the end game. Another note, I mentioned this before, but I want to say it one more time. If you have any build requests, be sure to comment below. Next week, I'm going to be going back to the build request for Elden Ring. I'm actually looking forward to it. Again, I did get kind of fatigued from Nightreign. I guess I played a lot of it over the past couple of weeks, but it was also the fact that there's just not enough to that game. That game is not really like complete to me. It still feels semi-unfinished. Like I'm winning a lot more than I used to, like more so than ever. Been winning a lot of matches, and I'm still finding myself not having that much fun with Nightreign because I'm looking at the same map, I'm looking at the same items over and over again, and I'll leave my review in the description below. But yeah, I've definitely had some complaints about it, and it's fun, but it's also missing some things. Let's jump into equipment. We have Bloodhound's Fang, preferably +10. We have the Gravelstone Seal to boost lightning damage. You can check out our armor set here. It's kind of random. We hit 66 poise, got decent defense. Godfrey Icon, Lightning Scorpion Charm, Shard of Alexander, Lord of Blood's Exaltation for when bleed procs, of course, Lightning tier, Bloodsucking correct tier. Let's jump into stats. And we have 60 Vigor, 20 Mind, 30 Endurance, 20 Strength, 30 Dexterity. We have 50 Faith, 10 Arcane. We're using Golden Vow, Flame Grip Strength, Blessing's Boon, Blood Flame Blade, Electrify Armament, and Ancient Dragon Lightning Strike. And thanks for watching this one. Thanks for tuning in to my top 9 fun and powerful builds in Elden Ring. I hope you guys enjoyed this. I'm having a lot of fun jumping back in Elden Ring. I kind of took like a month break when Nightreign came out. Now I'm back into it, of course. Last week I posted a video, this week too. If you want to see more Elden Ring content, be sure to comment below. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button as well as the bell notification so you know when I post. I can't wait to do the next one. Again, if you have any more build requests, comment them below. And your thoughts on Nightreign too, I am definitely curious. I will catch you guys in the next video.